All right, before I start actually measuring, I wanna make sure that I wash my hands with hot soapy water for 20 seconds. Remember, sing your ABCs while you're washing your hands. Hi everyone, today I'm gonna show you how to make red lobster biscuits. This is usually everyone's favorite thing that we make in class, so I hope you have some of these ingredients at home so you can try to make them yourselves. So the very first thing that we need is Bisquick, which is just regular Bisquick pancake mix that you use to make these. What I did is I actually poured it into a bowl already just because it's really hard to scoop it out of this box. So Bisquick is kind of like flour. So what you actually need to do is you need to spoon it in like you would flour. So we need 2.5 cups of Bisquick. So I'm gonna use 2 1-cup dry measuring cup and then 1/2 cup dry measuring cup in order to do this. So I'm gonna spoon it in to my 1 cup, spoon it over the bowl, so you're trying not to make a total mess. You always go over what it needs to be, and then you use your straight edge spatula, which I do not have one at home, so I'm gonna use the back of my knife to go ahead and level off the top, so you have a nice level. And then I'm gonna pour it in to my other bowl. So 1, this is gonna be my 2nd cup, so 1, 2. You don't wanna pack it down or anything, you're just spooning it right in. Leveling it off again. Perfect, 2. I'm gonna then use my 1/2 cup to get 2.5 cups. Again, you wanna spoon it in. And then use my straight edge spatula to go ahead and level it off. And I'm gonna pour it in to my bowl. What we're gonna do, it says combine Bisquick with cold butter using a pastry blender. I do not have a pastry blender at home, so I'm going to use a fork. What you need for this is 1/2 stick of butter. What you guys wanna do is you wanna get all these little chunks in with your biscuits, because then it makes your biscuits nice and buttery. Now that you have your Bisquick and your butter all mixed together, now we need to add the cheese, the milk, and the garlic powder. So what we are going to do first is we're going to add 1 cup of cheddar cheese and pour it into your 1 cup dry measuring cup. You can use the same exact one that your Bisquick was already in because it's all going into the same spot. So it's not gonna cross-contaminate in any way. There's nothing there that's going to cross-contaminate each other. So it's okay to use the same one. All right, so nice big 1 cup of cheese. I'm gonna throw it on in there. Now we need to measure our milk. So you need to have a liquid measuring cup, and the recipe calls for whole milk. I don't have whole milk at home, so we are going to use 2%. It's still going to turn out okay. So if you don't have whole milk at home, it's okay if you use a different kind. So what you need to do is you start pouring your milk. You need to get down at eye level to check out your measurements. So again, we need 3/4 of a cup. So I'm going to pour it, and I'm gonna look at my line. You wanna make sure you get down at eye level. All right, that actually looks pretty good. If you end up over pouring, you can pour a little bit back in. If you under pour, just kind of keep going until you get to the right. So I'm gonna pour in my milk. What we need to measure is our garlic powder. Make sure it's powder, not salt. For your garlic powder, you need 1/4 of a teaspoon. So make sure it's TSP, 1/4, not TBSP or big T. You want little t or TSP, that's teaspoon. You don't want a tablespoon. You'll have way too much garlic if that's the case. So you're gonna go ahead and put your teaspoon in there, 1/4 of a teaspoon. And then like always, you're going to level it off. So I'm just gonna go ahead and level it off back into the container, and I'm gonna pour it in there. Now the next thing we need to do is we want to cook them. So you need either a cookie sheet. If you don't have a cookie sheet, you can do a jelly roll pan as well. I am gonna go ahead and line mine with parchment paper, just so it's one less thing that I have to clean. You need is if you have an ice cream scoop, you want to use that. If you don't, you can obviously just use your hands to form balls for the biscuits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to scoop it in and put it on my tray. All right, so mine made 9 biscuits right here. I'm gonna go ahead and put them in my preheated oven. I preheated my oven already to 400 degrees. Make sure it is at 400 degrees before you put it in. And I'm gonna bake them, it says 15 to 17 minutes. So I'm gonna put it on for 15 minutes and then kind of see where it's at from there. We want it obviously nice and kind of golden brown on top. Everyone's ovens are going to be different, so you just need to pay attention to yours. All right, while my biscuits are in the oven, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and start getting the mixture together that we're going to actually put on top of them. It's a nice buttery garlic mixture that we're gonna put on top. I need to measure 2 tablespoons of butter, and I'm gonna put it in a microwave safe dish, so some sort of glass bowl, and I'm gonna put it in the microwave for about 10 to 30 seconds. Pay attention to it. Now I need to measure out my garlic powder and my parsley. So first I'm gonna take my garlic powder and I need 1/2 teaspoon. So again, little TSP or little t. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure it and level it off and pour it into my melted butter. Then I have my parsley, which I only need 1/4 teaspoon for this. So I'm gonna go ahead. And this is kind of hard because it's flakes. It's a little harder to level off, but you can kind of push it around to level it off and pour it right into your butter. I have my biscuits fresh out of the oven. They're still nice and hot. I'm going to use a pastry brush to go ahead and put that melted butter, garlic, and parsley all over the top of each biscuit. If you do not have a pastry brush, go ahead and use a spoon or something just to pour it on. So I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pour it all over the top. All right, and that is it. I hope you guys make these at home. If you do, make sure you take a picture for me and send it to me. Bye.